an honor to celebrate with the graduating class of 2019. I wanted to thank Heaven Estrada by acknowledging that we are on Ohlone territory, the original first people of what we now call the San Francisco Bay Area. I appreciate this recognition because it allows us to remember our history, and that this entire continent is stolen land. Indigenous peoples have been on this continent for thousands of years, and everybody who came after, we are immigrants. Almost every single one of us, we are a country of immigrants. We need to remember that some of our ancestors came by force. Many were pressured, and some were voluntary. Almost all in some way were connected back to US policies. We must remember. I now would like to bless up this space. And my assistant of 15 years is coming to the stage, my right-hand man. So I brought some native herbs that I harvest every year. Many cultures burn their own sacred herbs as a way of cleansing, blessing, and calling out to the ancestors. In my own culture, coconut husk would be burned as an offering to the spirits. Here on Ohlone land, I would like to bless this stage that our friends and relations are about to cross, asking the ancestors to be with them in their journeys. May you move forward in life with pure hearts and strong minds, continuing the struggle for health and justice. Thank you. I would like to give thanks to my own ancestors, to my mother-in-law and grandfather who both passed in 2005, and to my dad who passed away in 2014. He taught me to be young at heart, to laugh, to smile, and to have a positive mindset. He would have loved to be here today. But more importantly, I want to honor the women in my life and give thanks to them. My mother, Minda, who started from nothing and made something. She immigrated here in the 1970s, leaving her homeland, her community, and started a new life. To my Lula Rafina, who lived through World War II in the Philippines, who was displaced in her own country and had to flee to the mountains during World War II. And to my great-grandmother Isabel, who was the healer, the hilot, the midwife of her barangay. My own strength comes from them. To the graduates, remember where you came from. Remember your stories. And in the words of Jose Rizal, Philippine freedom fighter, one who does not know to look back at where one comes from will never get to their destination. Almost 30 years later, Marcus Garvey had the same sentiment when he said, "A people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots." We cannot grow unless we know who we are. So as this smoke that my husband just wafted all over rises, I hope that it reaches the spirit of Miss Marie Harrison. Miss Marie, if you can hear me, I'd like to dedicate this talk to you. I attended Miss Marie's memorial service last weekend, and I was reminded of my own life purpose. Miss Marie was a friend, an elder. She was a woman warrior, a Bayview Hunters Point resident and activist, a mother, a grandmother, who literally gave up her life for fighting for a clean and safe environment. In her work at Green Action, she was instrumental in the shutdown of the PG&E power plant, which for years blew smoke and particulate matter right into our community up on the hill in Middle Point. She died of lung disease and never smoked a day in her life. Even in her last days, she attended meetings at City Hall with her oxygen tank, demanding for clean air for her community. Thank you, Marie, for your inspiration. No one can ever fill your shoes, but collectively, we will continue fighting for what is right in this world. And to all you loved ones that are joining the graduates today, that's what we do. We fight for what's right. We fight for health and justice. Family members and friends, you may ask, what in the heck is health education? What in the heck is public health? Well, let me break it down to you. It's about standing up for those who have been silenced. Pamela Turner in Texas, Willie McCoy in Vallejo, and Stephen Clark in Sacramento. That's just to name a few. And right here in our own beloved city, Alex Nieto in Bernal Hill, Amilcar Perez Lopez and Luis Góngora Pat in the Mission, and Jessica Williams and Mario Woods in the Bayview. Lives lost at the hands of police. Black and brown lives, we matter. Shine a light if you feel what I'm saying. You got your cell phones? Shine a light if you feel what I'm saying. It's about calling out hate and bigotry. We stand with the 51 Muslim victims and families in Christchurch, New Zealand, with the 300 plus Christian victims and families in Sri Lanka, with the 11 victims and families at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, with the 49 LGBTQ victims and families in Orlando, Florida. Enough is enough. Shine a light if you feel what I'm feeling. It's about women taking to the streets, protesting and organizing to have control over our own bodies and reproductive health. 8 states have effectively passed laws restricting and regulating women's bodies. In 3 of these, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Black residents make up over a third of the population. It is 2019 and women are still rising up. Shine a light if you feel what I'm saying. It's about standing up to government and corporations and demanding, like Miss Marie, that we take care of this planet. Climate emergencies are happening with more intensity and frequency all over the world. Cyclone Idai killed over 1,000 people this year in the countries of Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and Malawi. But climate crises are not just happening in far-off places. Just this week, Missouri was struck by deadly tornadoes. In March, Colorado was hit by the strongest ever recorded cyclone bomb. And we know in California, we got a lot of things going on. In February, the Russian River flooded and devastated the community of Guerneville. 2 years ago, it was the Guadalupe River in San Jose. And just last year, the entire Bay Area was devastated by the Camp Fire, and SoCal was hit by the Woolsey Fire. These are not coincidences, and we gotta do something about it. Shine a light if you feel what I'm saying, and keep that light on. Since September 2018, 6 children have died while detained in U.S. Customs and Border Control custody. I would like to read their names and ages. 7-year-old Jacqueline Kaal Makin, 8-year-old Felipe Gomez Alonso, 16-year-old Juan de Leon Gutierrez, 2-year-old boy, unidentified, 10-year-old girl, unidentified, and just last week, 16-year-old Carlos Hernandez Vasquez. Can we please shine a light for these children? Look around this room. This place is lit. And it means that as public health workers and activists, we have a lot of work to do. Our work isn't about being Republican or Democrat. It's not about being liberal or progressive or conservative. Our work is about looking out for one another and taking care of our global community. Our work is from the heart. Just a couple more things and I'll wrap it up. Today is about celebration, so let's end on a positive note. The Health Education Student Association officers asked me to share a spoken word with you all, and I said yes, so I'm going to share that with you right now. I got an attitude, yeah, one of gratitude, for the humbling opportunity to grow with this community. Yeah, you and me. Yeah, you and me. Y'all pushing me. Y'all keep pushing me. Living life of cultural humility. Now I'm going to just stop right there and review the 3 pillars of cultural humility. 1, lifelong critical self-reflection. That means checking your own assumptions and biases, as well as your own privilege. 2, challenging power imbalances. And 3, holding institutions accountable. So that's like the textbook definition, but in my culture's language, cultural humility is the essence of kapwa, where you and I are one. We are interconnected. We are interdependent. Yeah, you and me. Yeah, you and me. Y'all pushing me. Y'all keep pushing me. Living life of cultural humility. Unpacking identities, our intersectionalities, deconstructing inequalities. Talking about police brutality, racism, and white supremacy. Both and stupidity. Yo, one love, one humanity. Your story, her story, their stories. My story, flipping the script, flipping the narrative. Narratives of black folks, narratives of brown folks, narratives of queer and trans folks. Narratives of single mamas holding it down. Narratives of folks living on the street. Narratives of folks who want to pack heat. Narratives of Muslims, Sikhs, and Christians. Narratives representing all religions. Narratives of white folks looking within first time. Narratives to open and decolonize our minds. Needed conversations during crucial times. Together we organize. Standing together, we all rise. Can't blind these eyes, my fists raised high. I got an attitude, yeah, one of gratitude for the humbling opportunity to grow with this community. One love, one humanity. Thank you. Graduation is a celebration. For your dedication. To take back this nation. Okay, we're gonna practice one more time, and then we're gonna do it all together. Ready? Graduation is a celebration. For your dedication. To take back this nation. You got it? Yeah. Can we do it all together, no repeat? Let's do it. Graduation is a celebration. For your dedication. To take back this nation. Fists raised high, one more time. Dedication is a celebration. For your dedication. To take back this nation. Congratulations and thanks to the graduating class of 2019. You've allowed me to grow as an educator, but more importantly, you've allowed me to grow as a person. Thank you so much.